Today we have to thank Fear the Rebar for the suggestion that I hadn't taken my Metamucil today. Yes, Metamucil. For those unfamiliar, Metamucil is made from psyllium fiber to allow you to have regular movements. Now, this is a problem in the West where processed foods abound and end up causing you some problems down the road. But when I came to Asia 12 years ago, that problem didn't exist anymore because the Philippine diet is chock-a-block full of fiber, from fruits and vegetables to the kinds of meats and the way they prepare it locally. So you can put that one away. It's not an issue. But now that we've opened the door as to diet and what people prefer versus what's good for them, I think you'd like to know what the risks are to your health here in the Philippines. So there's 10 principal causes of death in the Philippines. They're no different like anywhere else. Heart disease and stroke, which are largely associated with your genetic history, and cholesterol. But the average female Filipino lives to 76 years old, whereas the average male cuts out early at 67. And a per capita income of just over $9,000 US annually, it doesn't allow for a whole lot of expenditures for your health, and the Filipinos do compromise on this. But aside from lower respiratory infections and tuberculosis, which you get in the squatters' villages and in tight quarters in the barangays, the next most dangerous thing is chronic kidney disease. And this comes across the board. We simply aren't drinking enough water, and in this hot climate, particularly this year, kidney disease is bound to show itself in terms of kidney stones that you'll end up having to pass. But other than that, the next big culprit is rice and the diabetes that it brings. Rice converts to sugar. They grow sugar cane here in the Philippines in mass, and they do have sweet tooths. But diabetes is 6 times more prevalent amongst Filipino women than it is amongst their American counterparts. But having said that, people talk about cancer in the West, where the U.S. is ranked 11th for cancer risk and Canada 18th. The Philippines is down at 88, so it's not really an issue. And part of that may be because they are getting their fish oils from eating fresh fish, and also they have a fruit here called sour soup or guaybano, which when devoured, it's supposed to have reduced the incidence of cancer more than chemotherapy would. So I'll leave that for the pharmaceutical industry to decide, but it doesn't look like a good investment for them to try and mention this. The whole method of healthcare in the West is basically to have the specific pharmaceutical companies recruit doctors to sell their products. And when you come here to the Philippines, you're going to find that the vitamins and the medicines that you take could be quite different. Hypertension, which is ranked 8th here in the Philippines, would probably not be such a big deal if you're watching your salt levels and you're retired, taking things easy. But other than that, the only other issue is COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which a lot of foreigners come here with that problem when they arrive. So the Philippines is more than just coconuts and papaya and bananas. They have a lot of interesting meals here, but in order to enjoy them properly, you should make sure that you watch the kinds of oils that you use to cook your food. There's a prevalence of using palm oil, which is not a good thing. Choose olive oil instead, and it'll be less risk. Or better yet, don't eat the greasy skin of those fried chickens. So you've got some interesting meals here that you don't find anywhere else in the world. The most popularly known one is balut, or a duck embryo in an egg, which is allowed to grow for 19 days before it's boiled and eaten. And it looks gross and disgusting, but it's a favorite amongst many Filipinos. Another one for Filipinos that they're interested in is what is called soup number 5. It's an aphrodisiac soup, apparently, for those who are looking to enhance their performance, and is made with bulls, testicles, and penis. So there are other ones less known, like tamulok, which is a woodworm that comes from the mangrove trees. And it looks quite gray, slimy, and disgusting for a Westerner to look at. It's not like pancit noodles, which is quite popular. But even in different islands, you've got different delights, like the itang, which is pork with maggots. The pork is dried out, and they eat it dried, maggots and all. And another variation that's quite popular is sinigang, a pork soup. They've got also chicken feet and crickets. They call it the kamaru. And the worst of all, and sadly, is the pinikapaikan, which is a chicken, but it's not the taste that would bother you. It's the manner in which it's prepared. There's the Chinese have been known to eat monkey brains with the monkey still alive, but the Filipinos, in some areas, they beat the chicken to death, thinking that the beaten chicken enhances the taste. So that would not be a very popular one with me. But one meal you're sure to enjoy is lechon barboy, or suckling pig. And the Filipinos have a special way of preparing it over a spit that takes maybe 15 hours to prepare. So the Philippines has its own set of challenges in terms of health. Make sure that you check with your doctor before you come, and also be prepared to change some of your medications, because opioids are not prescribed here in the Philippines, choosing alternate forms instead. One line you might want to draw with your Filipina is not to eat rice. And to not eat rice in the Philippines is to not being a Filipino. They really take it to heart if you don't eat your rice. So an education and explanation may be required. So watch for the oil that you use in your cooking, preferring instead to use steam or over a grill, hot fired. You don't want to consume a lot of rice. Check your medications to make sure that you may not need them as much. I know guys who are off their meds completely from what they had in the West, simply because the lifestyle is less stressful here. So consider that when you come, and enjoy your time here in the Philippines. I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Go.
Hit that subscribe button and make it white. Hit that thumbs up button and make it blue. And hit that notification bell.